If you've watched any pro level gameplay, you'll likely have seen this type of reset, where they flip instantly and pop the ball into the air and follow it up with further resets, air dribbles or bumps. In this video I'm going to go over the controls, how to get the pop and how to train this mechanic, with tons of pro replays throughout. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for the controls, there's only two things you need to worry about. It's an upside down speed flip or a diagonal flip cancel underneath the ball, and you only need to press jump once. So for this reset to work, you want what's called a soft reset, which basically means when you get the reset, you don't want the ball to bounce off your car or your car to bounce off the ball and create a gap. If you create too big of a gap, when you do the flip, you'll flip straight past the ball and you won't touch it at all. So you need what's called a soft reset. You want to visualize this as sort of a catch and throw, where you catch the ball with the bottom of your car for a fraction of a second and then you throw it.
Basically, let the ball fall into your car, have some forward momentum, and then you have to get good at getting like your speed flip down, because you're kind of doing like an upside down speed flip essentially. Because if the ball's going up, look if I try when the ball's going up.
So for the setup, you want a couple of things. You need a decent amount of forward momentum, and you want to be meeting the ball just as it starts to dip, because that's the sweet spot for getting the soft reset. Another part of the setup which will really help you out is if you're not travelling directly at the net and you actually have a slight angle to work with. Now there's a couple of reasons I think this helps. So I think it helps to get your car in the right position for the reset on the ball, which I'm going to cover in a tip later on. And I also think it makes it easier to get the reset without a gap forming. So to summarise the setup, you want a good amount of forward momentum, you want to be meeting the ball just as it starts to dip, and you want a slight off angle to work with. If you're going to take anything away from this video, this is the main tip. You need to match the speed of the ball. All of the other tips I give you I think help with consistency and getting things right, but this is the real key to being able to score these kind of shots. You want to be travelling at a similar speed to the ball as you can, just as it starts to fall into that sweet spot. The good news is you'll naturally be doing this anyway when you're air dribbling. So I'm using a Backers Mod plugin that shows me the difference between the car and the ball speed. In the first shot you can see they're really similar and you get that nice pop reset. In the second clip I'm accelerating just as I'm about to make contact and the results are really different. The most important part of pop resets is matching the speed of the ball. So whereabouts on the ball do you need to get the reset? Now this depends on which way you're speed flipping, but for a left speed flip you want to be towards the bottom right side of the ball. It also depends on which way you set the ball out in your setup, so you're giving yourself a slight off angle to work with towards the right side of the pitch, which means you need to be speed flipping to the left and you need to be on the right side of the ball. So I saw this clip from Nupo and I thought I'd go over it because it pretty much summarises everything that I've spoke about in this video. So he starts the ball off travelling towards the left side of the pitch, not directly at the net, and just as that ball starts to dip, he's then over to the left side of the ball and speed flipping it over to the right. He sets it back out over towards the other side, somehow manages to get over to the right side of the ball, and then he's using a left speed flip to speed flip it back inside. The most important part though, which you'll see from Rawasi's point of view, is just how well he's matching the speed of the ball throughout, and just as that ball starts to dip, that's where he's meeting it, so there's no gap formed and it's a soft reset. So to start practicing this, I would go into free play and just forget about the goal entirely. Take a nice soft touch off the wall, make sure you're matching the speed of the ball, and just as the ball starts to dip, try going for a pop reset. I would copy exactly what you're seeing on screen now and keep doing this over and over again until you get a good feel for it. So for double pop resets, I would say go off the backboard, pre-flip into the ball and give yourself a nice angle to work with, and then it's all about trying to match the speed of the ball, trying to get your car in the right position and meeting the ball just as it starts to dip. And finally, I understand that this isn't the kind of mechanic that you can just watch a tutorial and instantly be able to do. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of car control, but hopefully at the very least this gives you a rough guide and a bunch of different examples to watch. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and dropping a like. Thanks.